So excited. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Final chapter, part 1. Chapter 0. Here we go. The final chapter, the 0.0. Let us begin. Oh, before we begin, we are talking about Olga Murray Quest 1 through 4 Digest. Ooh. オルガマリークエスト1と4をクリアしない方に向けてダイジェスト版になります。このクエストはスキップすることができます。オルガマリークエストの1と4のクリアしない方はダイジェストを見た方で本編にすることが最適です。クエストはわかりますか？ストーリーのポジションの内容は変わりません。マテリアルギャラリーで追加されません。本来のクエストは絆ポイントをエクスペリエンスできませんので、本来のクエストをスキップした会社のミューの監督を含まれます。スキップした関東well, we'll just do it real quick. But first, Olga. Yeah, so this is for people who haven't done the Olga Murray quest. So this is going to give you all the story that if you've beaten the quest, would have been told. So you guys can get to the program because Stella Murray is an important Olga Murray quest. Especially a Stella Murray. Technically, the canonical one would just be Stella Murray, but the other one explains a lot more what's currently happening in FGO in detail. So there's Count asshole. 思うに突き止められた節度とはこういう状態を示すかもしれないね。It says quote unquote law 節序. So like order, right? Law and order that's been given to us would probably look like this as a pinnacle. After all, if there is nothing would move and nothing would waver or cause problems. It is very logical. Indeed, very, very logical. But この現実においてそれはありえない。It says, however, in this reality, that's impossible. 打ち捨てられたものがすでに収入を混乱している。It says, yeah, the one that has been shot down is already causing chaos and disrupting lawful order. 打ち捨てられたもの、すなわち力の、還元体、全く。It says, something that's been thrown away, or aka casted away, essentially fragments. My goodness. This is how wasteful this is. So essentially, he grabbed all the fragments and recreated Olga Murray like 4 times. And he added emotions to it. So, a fun fact, what he did too is that he found the fragments and he made it a whole again, right? So, because what he did is similar to what FGO is kind of bang our heads towards us too, is that as you don't really need to know what's inside as long as you got the quote-unquote shell of it, right? Because inside the shell is a Schrodinger's cat as long as enough people believe in it. 予想外にして丁寧にでも作業を終えたものの紙の半分を置いておくにもあまりももったいない。So yeah, the count's practically saying that I've done enough work and everything's within parameters. The sheer fact to waste these fragments, right? These little leftovers, the remnants of God, to be just laid to waste is such a wasteful task. It says, yeah, the godly weapons that lost their soul, I will build them up once more as a machination of Avengers. Let's just say it's an encore, or some would say revival, I suppose. Right, so essentially from the husk or remnants of Olga Murray's Saint Graph pieces, right? Count was like, I've got the archetype, or aka blueprint here. I've got a lifeless corpse. Let's just put something in it to make it move. So, Protag, Mash arrived. Kadok is there. Oh my god, Kadok. We miss you, buddy. 5 minutes ago, blah, 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 blah. So essentially, Olga Murray's here. Yeah, there's one. The specific location was during Olympus. I believe that's Aquamarine. Yeah, the Aquamarine. Right, I might low-key skip this. Oh no, it's not aqua, it's fire. It's fire. Right. It's fire, fire, water, earth, and Stella. It's Ghost in the Shell. You're not wrong. You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna skip it. If you guys haven't read it, make sure you guys read it. I've read this shit already. It's been a year. So this one is the flame one. After you beat the flame one, the flame one doesn't really talk, but it gives you the it gives you the alter ego score. It gives you some sort of score. I can't remember which one it was. And then the aqua is the more talkative one because that bitch comes to our ship right now. Like there's some fucking big ass girl, big chillin', walking, giving whatchamacallit. Bing bom bom bom. Bing bom bom bom. Fucking Aquamarine is crazy. She's so fucking nonchalantly in her ship, just like, oh, okay. No problem. She's like, what the? I see. Even if you're safe, you're still on alert, huh? Good. I will give you presidential badge. Take them. Show them off to your friends. You've done a fantastic job. Here's the badge. It's so funny. And then yeah, the gimmick of Aquamarine is that you would farm as much badges as you can, and after you farm much badges, you would go and kill Olgamari. So you need to it's not about one-shotting, it's about farming your badges. That's what Aquamarine was about. Flare Murray was about pure strength. Just as long as you could just beat the shit out of everything. Aquamarine was persistence. And Earth Murray was about choice, right? Single target or AoE. Focusing on one thing and going hard at it. And Stella Murray was fighting the clock. So you needed to booty blast as much as she is booty blasting to match the chaos with chaos. That's what Aqua is about. Badges were master skill cost. Yeah. You wanted to farm as much as you can so you can spam it as much as you can. Because the more you spammed it, the easier it got. And then the Earth one, right? This one's the Earth. Earth one's about making a choice. The only real important one, low key, because Aqua talks about pretenders and why pretenders are important. Earth talks about how things are not exactly the way it is, and be careful for the final one, which is the Stella one. And Stella, if you don't know, is practically the perfected original copy version of what Olgamari should have been if she came in as a foreigner god without the soul of human Olgamari. She was technically like an actual carbon copy of a mechanical fucking monster. Mount Rushmari, yes. It's Mount Rushmari. And then you got your Holmes Chan. Kind of giving you that sliding. Very cute. Then I had like a super high IQ. Yeah, the fourth one just kind of digest everything. So technically you only need to learn about the 4-1. Earth Mary predicted Chainsaw Man art? True. Yeah, and Up in the Sky, there was Stellar Murray. The fourth one, she has no emotions. She's just pissed. We have to go fight her. It says, yeah, it's essentially a large, massive meteor or a strong strength that would booty blast the entire Earth. Because technically, if the bleachified Earth dies, like, it really doesn't matter. It kind of concretes the fake, real Carudeus' Earth. This is, we were able to do it before she shot the plasma. And then this is one of the few things that kind of baffled a lot of people. It says, yeah, what's going on here? And she was gonna go booty blasting, and she shoots it up instead of down. This is incoming. Baba boy, she explodes. Something is coming. Action is coming. Ooh, ooh, you saw that. You see that? Ooh. Oh. Oh my God. That's our future. Got him. Flashbang. Kinda, we resonated with what Olga Marie saw. Right? Stella Marie saw, excuse me. So, fun fact, right? You saw the hands in the trailer. We technically saw it in the Stella Marie, whatchamacallit? It says, yeah, what happened to the elements? So, this is the, this is the cracked sky. Right? This is the quote-unquote cracked space. Captain, what is that? Yeah, so there is a hole in the outer space. And in the outer space, there is nothing. What? Why is this? Yeah, why is the sky cracked? It's almost as the eggshell got cracked from the outside. はずなのだが、宇宙がない。地球の外には何もない。Yeah, because technically we're space, right? The order of operation has changed that we are space. So if you break the space, right, there's nothing because the record only has a record up to space. So it's like Truman Show, right? Where outside the Truman Show, it's just a studio, right? The entire Truman Show location is a studio. Oops, we sent Koyanskaya into the void by mistake anyway. Well, we sent her in a... Not in there, right? She's kind of in a dimension. She's kind of locked in a pocket dimension somewhere. I'm hoping it would be pretty fucking awesome. Like I said, if Moriarty comes back or David come back, like David, not David Sim Void. I'm talking about like David, right? The father of Solomon. Using one of their noble phantasm to bring a meteor down, which is Koyanskaya, that would be fucking cinema, but it is what it is. 動画を見ていただきありがとうございます。ですが、すいません。何を言っているのかわからなくて、私の理解を超えているというか、そうだね。なんともあれ、お疲れ様、マッシュ。Everybody's kind of panicking, like, what the fuck is going on? And by the way, this is where we ended up before final chapter prologue, okay? Before we had to deal with Lev/Gotea, Solomon, we were left off with a broken fucking space. まさか宇宙船が絶望に超えた理由、壁の外、宇宙がないからなどという誰が信じられるという。説明するのはダヴィンチ。貴様ならあれが嘘、デタラメと証明できるだろう。だから黙るのはやめてくれないかね。嘘、デタラメでいいから私を安心させてほしいまえ。ごめんなさい。それは無理。我々が見たものについては質問できないし、根拠もない恐怖心を口にするものできない。シオン、君の意見は聞きたい。トライスメギス2は何て言っているの？それは答え拒否と出ましたね。できないのではありません。私にも話したくないと拒否しています。And this is a very interesting because Thrice Magus II doesn't want to answer what the fuck that is, right? And so Da Vinci goes, oh, okay, then our conversation ends here. It says, yeah, everybody take a rest. We'll figure it out later. Let's eat some parfait. Yeah, she's kind of playing like the ditzy, like, ooh, I'm retarded. I'm sorry. she's definitely hiding something, right? But at the same time, if she were to explain it, it would overcompat her. So. So it essentially says, if anything bad were to happen, Torais Megis II would acknowledge it, right? So it says, currently, you shouldn't think about it. Prepare for final battle. And Gordov, by the way, it says, if there's a fifth one, we should have a peaceful, honest conversation of a peace negotiation. It says, yeah, don't say that shit, man. If you say it in words, it becomes reality. That's the basic of magic. That's right. Oops. My mouth slept. You, Olga Murray. Olga Atmosphere. その時は私は口をつまん。やりたいことがやるがいい. Indeed, we shall. David will slingshot a meteor? Yeah, it'd be pretty lit, right? Think about it. So, alright, so now we are done. And now we're back to final singularity, Dayo. We did skip a lot, because that would have taken like an hour digest. But here we go. We've already gotten everything. What is this? The fuck? Oh, is this fucking... Is this Solomon? I ain't doing Solomon again, bitch. Hell no, Dayo. I'm skipping that. Fuck you. I already killed him. And I already got a reward. Alright, here we go. Finally, Chapter 1. Antarctica time. Ooh, look at that. There's a void inside Earth/Cardaeus. It's like Agartha was real. Agartha is real. Oh, damn. Look at the fucking... Ooh. I'm excited. Look at that, dude. Holy shit. カルデアにおけるグランドオーダー。人類を接続し未来を本証する。So, yeah, Caldea, the grand order that's been given to Caldea in order to continue the line of humanity, in order to secure the future. そのためにあなたたちはやってきた. So that's what you guys have been doing all this time. In order to do such tasks, you've overcame so much difficulties of many kind. しかし、本当にこんなことを言うのは今更ではありますか? It says, but to be telling you the truth, I know this is kind of a silly thing to say at this point, but 未来の保証, guaranteeing the future. What do you guys think of the meaning of that? I wonder. Ooh, so we're going to be talking about the concept of what does it mean to preserve the future. Dots. And fun fact, Ordeal Call 3 kind of talks about the future of humanity and how it should be, right? And the concept of humanity being the top of the food chain forever is unrealistic and should not happen because that is not the way of the life. And that's kind of the important part as well. Oh, Dots. Oh, shit. There's Falcon. Are you going on a walk, buddy? Yo, same. Let me go walk with you. Yo, Falcon going on a walk? Yo, let me follow. You know, Falcon not talking is kind of sus. Very scary, okay? Nani? Falcon ga konakatta ka? Oh, damn. Did Falcon disappear? Oh, dude, we're fighting a beast. You already know, chat. you know what it is. If Falcon leaves, shit's about to hit the fan. It has been since day one. Falcon is a warning detector. If Falcon is gone, shit's about to hit the fan. What? Did you ask if Foe came around? And what are you talking about? A guarantee of future of some blabbing about. Ha ha ha. What are you thinking? Making those sourpuss face and blabbering about nonsense there, boy. Understanding that securing the future is not defeating the outsiders or anything that registers as an enemy all the time. It's in order to maintain a stable and safe vision and push through it. A place where you can rest safely, play safely, and work-life balance so peacefully. And able to be full. Able to eat your meals in full. And on top of that, thinking about plans that you've been pushing down for the very long time, like, I should take care of my garden this week, now that I have a days off. In order to get these in order to experience those life experiences, these vagabonds and slow metallic shenanigans of small victories, that is what we are currently fighting for. In order to achieve that, Gnome Karudea must be victorious. A great victory that would give us flowers and acknowledged by everyone them all. It's after all, right when the Earth gets back to normal, the family Mujik is on the verge of bankruptcy, so we must change this effort whatsoever. So, I beg of you, okay? I'm really counting on you. If possible, try to secure the Karudea base without any harm of anything, of any equipment, and I would like my life plans from the afterwards to be more bright, okay? そうか、未来の保険、つまり、減点だね。安心した社会であれば、保険は恵まれた、優れた制御だ。It says, yeah, essentially a future guarantee, which means a insurance, right? Is that if there is a stable society, safety and insurance of things, can get great and whatnot. カレーヤスのグランテーならマルスベリー首長の資料で何とか目を通したよ。Yeah, so essentially Nemo is saying that securing the future is to have a secure society. If the society is stable, it would have its functionality, right? And order can get maintained. カルデアのグランド指定ならマルスベリーの首長の資料で何度か目を通したよ。It says, yeah, when it comes to the grand picking of Karudea, I've read some of the paper files that Marusberi, a former director, has posted on paper. 我らは星の育みを定め、星に碑文を刻むもの。It says, we are the one who etched the... we are the one... 我らは星の育みを定め。It says, we are the one that destined to know we are the one that destined to know the stars, and we are the one that would etch these wordings to the planet or star. 多くの it says, yeah, by cultivating a large amount of intelligence, by creating abundant amount of materials, and by rotating, if not revolutionizing, the life forms of many, 人類をより長く、より確かに強く繁殖させるための断り、人類向上マップ。It says, yeah, in order for humanity, right, in order to guarantee the humanity to live long and prosper and thrive, there is a quote-unquote humanity's ocean map, right? Quote-unquote, it's a treasure map or step-by-step kind of estimate theoretical theory of kind of like a walkway through plan. これを保証することがカルデアの義務である。That in order to ensure that and secure it is the job and the duty of Caldea. It's definitely a it's definitely a motto that we can say out loud as a quote unquote humanity quote what was it? Organization for Preservation of Human Order, aka Caldea. 僕の考える未来の保障は法学的に推奨予定義務、これを守るために全力を尽くすことだ。Essentially, Nemo is saying that my thoughts of preserving the future slash securing the future, this is my, Nemo's saying that I've got a map, I've got a direction, I'm sailing the way it's sailing, right? It says, I'm doing my very best to protect that concept and sail forward. 人類全体の未来を考えるのは一人個人には大きすぎる。It says, yeah, the future of the entire humanity's future, it's too large for just one person to think, after all. It says, yeah, our future security is storm border maintenance. Yeah! It says, yeah, it's kind of scary that what future could hold us, but storm border is everybody's house, right? So as long as the house is safe, we can get things, we can get over things. It says all Marines, right? All Marines protecting the storm border is our grand order. Yes, I too feel the same idea as well. And understand that every mage has their grand order, right? Every mage has their grand order, and Nemo just told his grand order. And the concept of grand order is a order or a direction or a manuscript that every single mage, servant, character, person follows in the universe of fate in order to achieve either root or the goal. You get what I'm saying? Hi, 私も同意見です。正確に言えば、トライスメギスさえ無事ならば何が起きても落ち着いて対処が耐えられます。To be perfectly precise, if Thrice Megis II is safe and sound, if anything were to happen, we will find a counter measure to it eventually. After all, I am not a fighter, so when it comes to Grand Order stuff, I will be relying all to you all to do your best, everyone. お、自分なりのグランド指名を言い合う流れですか? This is what I see. So you guys talking about your grand orders, huh? Of each of your own. It's funny because the question's gonna circle around to us, and then Fujimaru Ritsuka has to answer his grand order. What is his grand order? So yeah, you guys talking about your grand order stuff, huh? Mine is, I guess it's it's always as usual, you could say. Finish the operation safely and go back to each individual home nice and safe. After all, from the very beginning to the very end, that is my #1 goal. I'm pretty sure the other staffs, like Erodon, which is the purple hair girl, right? And the others would feel the same way. どこまでもコモドだな、カキフライ君。タルタルソースもないと。カキフライ What's カキフライ in English? Oh, what's kaki fry in English? Kaki fry. Kaki fry. Right. What the hell is that in English? Kaki fry. Japanese fried oysters. Okay. So it says, my goodness, you're always the small. Yeah, you're always small. Yeah, you're always scaling you're always scaling so small. My Japanese oyster fried. I am Mr. Japanese oyster fry. I see you don't have tartar sauce with you at this rate. 我々は勝って帰るのだぞ。無事に家に帰る。謎最低限の条件だ。It says we win and go home. Going back home safely is the minimum. Yeah, is the minimum requirement and a priority that we will be achieving in this operation. After all, winners needs to receive their trophy. It says, yeah, efforts needs to be mended with gold, silver, and treasures and whatnot, after all. そうだね。これだけの海外になったんだ。ゴールには美味しいパ。It says, I agree. The sea voyage, right? The sea sailing / voyage has been quite rough and long. I believe at the end goal, I would like a not parfait. He wanted to say parfait, but he went back in time and says, we should have a wonderful feast for all. I'll prepare bakery to prepare the feast banquet of celebration of our operational victory ahead of time. That's the case. They're all having fun. Fujimoto doesn't understand Grand Order. Well, our technical Grand Order is to fucking survive another day or save a person that's right next to us, right? Karudea's Grand Order. It says, of course I know. After all, it's posted in front of the Karudea base entrance. It says, no matter the nobility, no matter what humanity, 国家人類問わず地球という生命に生きているすべての人類の未来を保証するために宣言。So it says, no matter what race, country, house, position you are in order to secure the future of every humanity that lives in life form in the cradle of Earth, that is the statement. アルミスフェアの気がエリのためではなく人類の続くための人生を捧げた。It says the family of Animesphere didn't want glory or accomplishments. He gave his entire life up in order to create the continuation of humanity, right? カルデア諸島であるマルスベリー氏の理念ですね。いえ、理念というより事実です。I says that is Mr. Marusberry's theory or his his grand order that created this entire Karudea. Instead of his theory, it's a reality at the moment. After all, director Marusberry did not talk about his ideal as a fairy tale or dream talk, right? Dream story, right? You know, fairy tale, folk tale. He didn't make he made it come true, right? This bitch fucking made his little fantasy into reality. 有言実行降雨平無視。そういった時点で言えばマルスベリー長は異常打ちのところがない方でした。It says, yeah, utilizing everything it got and maximizing everything and equality of all in order to achieve in order to accomplish an achievement. When it comes to the objective point of view, Director Marusberry was a person who was he had no room for errors. But he was very equal opportunist to all. Everyone in the Karudea staff members trusted him He trusted the Karudea staff members, and the Karudea staff members trusted him. So, to tell you the truth, I don't know 100% at the moment. What was Director Marsberry's objective? What was he trying to do? Was he a good guy or was he a bad guy? Was the Grand Order of Karudea the right thing to do, or was it all falsified? Are we going through ray shift experiments and fixing singularities? What we have done, was it really was this all really for a good cause? But I apologize. I can't. Yeah, it is forbidden to spout. It is forbidden to spout weakness or spouting quote unquote. I can't be down, right? I can't be feeling down before the final battle. 自分の選択が愚かでも間違っていたとしても今できることをやるべきを全力で行う。It says even if your own choice is foolish, even if it might be wrong, do what you can at the moment at the best as much as you can do. それが私のこの旅で得た未来の保証です。It says that is my quote-unquote future guarantee, aka future philosophy that I have come going through this entire journey. I have a lot of things to be afraid and to fear, but I will not hesitate. I will do what I can with the amount of strength that I have. So please be excited, or please expect great things from me. Oh, there's Fogun! Hey, yo! Yo, we still got Fogun, chat. We're still safe. Kappa. いかがされましたか、先輩? Fogun がいたですか? This is what's wrong, senpai. You've witnessed foe. I see. It says, I'm so sorry. For these past few days, I haven't seen him around lately. I was starting to worry about Fogun, but King Solomon said, ぶてぶてしほど健康だ。いちいち気にするなと叱られてしまって。Solomon King specifically says, the more it's rambling around, it's healthy its condition is. Don't worry about this little rat, or don't worry about that creature so much. He didn't say rat, but sounded like. And I got in trouble for it. Bakery and the others. Oh, thank you so much for the resubmarino, cappuccino, big pre. Everybody is Saki Shion, おかげでやばかった3号機が待ち直した。It says thanks for the help, Shion. Because of this, the third thruster, or the third graph, or the third part engine that was in kaput is now back online. To be perfectly honest, the engine 1, engine 2, engine 4, all the graphs and everything functional currently is all fully restored. This glimmer of shine, and something amazing is accomplished as a full restoration can't be achieved by, can't be taken credit by me all alone. Hey, Protag, what are you doing? Are you going on a walk without any, are you going on a walk without giving me any souvenirs? What's up with that? But check this out, you're just in time. Look at all this. Looks pretty cute, right? Pretty. After all, Nautilus don't have this much firepower. Man, I'm so excited to go to Antarctica. I wonder if we can get there now. I'm giddy. I want to show this to everybody. This is the most amazing engine that's so hot and this is the best engine that's looking so cool in the history of all history. Nihera. Kind of like a little smirky, because, you know, after the restoration of humanity is over, this ship is gonna disappear. Huh? What's wrong, Shion? Why are you staring at me like with warm eyes, like you're pitting on me or something? Hey, don't look at me. Check out this engine. Look at all these new parts you've added in. Oh. 今のは私のことじゃないからな。That's just, I'm not talking about myself, okay? I'm talking about the Tarentum engine, okay? どちらも同じことではありますが、エンジン助手がそういうのならそういうことにしておきましょう。Hey, canonified boys, engine is a girl. Yep. It says どちらも同じことはありますが。So yeah, it's essentially Nemo engine is talking about how cool her engine is. But at the same time, that is kind of a new sprite for engine, right? So unironically, engine moving like this is a new sprite. So she thought, don't look at me, look at the engine. Not me. So yeah, whenever I'm saying I got new parts, that doesn't mean I got new parts, okay? I'm talking about the Tarentum engine. And Shion's like, in the end, they're both the same thing. If Lady engine feels the way it is, we shall keep it as it is. それでは何かありましたか？考え事をしている顔ですか？It says, Protag, what's wrong? It seems like you have something on your mind. We're going to be talking about Grand Order だよ。未来の保証とは何かですね。カルデアの理念にある言葉ですね。It says, what is the future? Right? Guaranteeing such thing as a future. What is that? It definitely comes to the ideology of Caldea. 私たちアトラスインの錬金術魔法師の五条では未来予知であり、未来保管ではありません。So she's like, what you're explaining to me? None of my problem. None of my problem, だよ。Preservation of future? Not my problem. It says, please do understand that the alchemists and headquarters of Atlas, right, the Atlas Institute, is future prediction and not preservation of future. というか、できないんですよね。It says, unfortunately, in a lot of ways, we can't preserve it. in sort of way, we can't really quote unquote preserve. After all, Alchemist is a worrisome rat, and due to some factors, there has been a lot of tragic point of views, and 新しいんで予想される未来値はどれもそれもあれな内容なので。When it comes to Atlas Introduction's prediction of the future, well, you see, it's always end up like not good. Yeah, because if you don't know, Shion with the Dust of Osiris, Shion's dad with Tatari, you know, everybody and their mom becomes like Neveros Chaos, you know. Shion's like, well, you know, we Atlas Institute can't really preserve, you know, can't preserve future because we stick to just predictions. Because if we don't stick to predictions, well, we're worrisome rat and we do some next level shit, and when we predicted and simulated the prediction, next level shit happened. You know, the Tatari, Dust of Osiris, the fucking vampirization of everything. そのためカルデア、いえ、アニメスフィアの目的に手を貸すことはできませんでした。So because of that, we were not allowed to help Caldea or able to lend a hand to the objective of Animesphere's goal. All we could do was provide materials and supplies. Kind of like, oh, I see. I'm pretty sure it's impossible, but good luck kind of attitude towards them. But Mr. Marasberi is the real deal. Hasn't bent anything and changed his mind whatsoever. Created the created the simulated globe model, right? The Earth globe model, the global environmental model of Earth, and finished Carudeus. Carudeus 内の時間を and then utilize the settings of utilize the settings of putting Carudeus's time lag to about 100 years into the future and secure the concept of the future 100 years later. To be perfectly honest, its method and its technology was definitely outlandish, yet so magnificent. After all, my father would not have come up with this concept as the way it was. ただ、隠匿されていた目的が意味不明なものであったことはマイナスです。But the true objective of what's currently happening is so vague. And the negative points was that the concept that he was blabbering was unknown. あ、意味不明？地球悪したんだから悪いことだってはっきり分かってるだろ。So, Shion is saying that Oh, thank you so much for the Submarino Cappuccino Dale. Big push, big push. Thank you, Archer, Mr. Archer, big push. So Shion is saying that like my father didn't even think about this, but the objective is unknown, and the way he did it to get to this point is not justified or explainable in logic sense. So that's the negative part. So it's essentially Shion saying his grand order is not explained properly, or the method of his madness is not logically written or told or accomplished in such a way that is questionable, right? That's the minus part. It's essentially Shion said the fact that he didn't give us a blueprint of what's to what, he only gave us a vague point of view, was the negative part. And then so Nemo Engine, right? This is going to be a great conversation about theoreticals, right? Like what's good or what's evil, what's, blah, blah, blah. He says, what do you mean unknown? He, aka Marasberi, bleached Earth, right? So isn't that justified that he did a bad thing, quote unquote, bad thing, right? That's obvious. 私たちにとってはそうです。ですが、マルスベリー氏の方向はわかりません。It's just to us that is obvious. However, in thought process of Marasberi, it might not be the same logical conclusion as we come about. It's just to him, bleachifying Earth was to secure the future. The preservation of futures best, if not one of the few steps necessary to achieve. Winning the battle of the Holy Grail, constructing Carudea, the finishing constructions of Carudeus, and the actual realization and activation of the ray shift phenomena. It says all of this able to be done by one person individually alone goes over beyond of a normal human measure. This was a result of everything he had at disposal and utilizing it, and came up with this form or rule. 結果はともかくその古語は尊敬に値します。同時にあまりにも不正解です。So it says, no matter what the result may be, the accomplishment up to this far is nothing but utter respect for the man. But at the same time, it's so wrong. なら2015年の段階で実現できていた。なのに人類の博士化に船を舵を切った。So essentially, if he wanted to preserve humanity, he's already done it at the 2015 stage. However, even then, he still sailed and chose to bleach humanity in order to preserve his goal. これはグランドオーダーとは侵略の行為です。グランド指定は魔術において絶対なもの。So it is the opposite of what a grand order should do, right? これはグランド指定とはまがいのことです。グランドオーダーとは魔術において絶対なもの。So it says here, when it comes to grand order, this is the complete opposite of thing that he should have been doing. As a mage, right? As a type moon / fate mage, grand order is creed, is finale. It is the way. It is not something to be broken. It is a Mandalorian-like lore that should never be popped. And because of this, I do not understand Mr. Marsberry's thought process, nor can I analyze it properly. That's why I say unknown, or I don't understand. Oh, by the way, my thought process on preservation of the future is for humans to be intelligent. That's all there is to it. And I'm not talking about intelligence as how much more knowledge humanity can earn or have or obtain. I'm talking about like learning, education, observation, theoretical, collaborations, working together. All these types of combination of efforts that humanity has worked thousands of years to build up. This attribute of coherency and unity. And able to increase the technological advances without throwing away any of those collaborative concepts. That is my ideal future map. 私は岩塩1年分それだけあれば十分に働けるからな。It says all I want is a rock salt for 1 year. 1 year worth of rock salt. After all I need is that certain item in order to make me move and function practically forever. ここまでいろいろあったけど、お疲れ、and おめでとう。She okay? And she's still in her own. It says pro tag. A lot of things have happened, but first, congratulations and good job. Good job and congratulations. 私たちカルデア旅も最終面接、いよいよ南極に到着だ。すごいすごい。I said we've arrived to Caldea and we're now going to the Antarctica. We're almost there. Yippee! Oh damn, she's fucking clapping and giving us a fucking surprise? Huh? Wait, why is your reaction so dull? Do you have something on your mind or something? Can I help? It's not just that, but Da Vinci-chan, you're trying to be cheerful. Ah, I see. Oh, I get it. I know it's been quite a while that I haven't seen my face and pop up as much often as I could. So I guess I made you worry. It says, I wasn't able to have a satisfactory rest for a long time, so I came to the conclusion to make a very long medical checkup just to see. After all, next operation is the final one, right? So that means I have to output 100% of my potential and best as I can. Oh, I see. I'm glad, but Does that mean are you fully recovered now? Of course! I'm so powered up, I might be even able to beat the calculation of Trimegis II when it comes to calculation competition. Well, to be perfectly honest, a lot has to do with King Solomon's heavy weight lifting. Because he is currently burdened with my job, after all.セイントグラフの霊気を発動させてなお追撃術式か貴様らの思い上がりも極まったな。So yeah, he's talking about a cannon, right? The Holy Blade cannon and whatnot. And so when it comes to Saint Graph, utilizing it as a trajectory weapon, utilizing Saint Graphs as a ammo, you all surely proficient on your thought, your creativity. 私は天才ゆえ無駄な多いシステムに興味があってな。無駄な多いシステムに興味があってな。貴様は寝てろ。不純。And then so Solomon says, I am a genius after all, and I'm also interested in this system that has a lot of unnecessary flaws and unnecessary things. You go to bed and rest up. I will clean up this tangled bunch of mess of unoptimization. And with that all being said, the summoning system of the inside of the ship's maintenance was done all by him. So essentially he said, Da Vinci says the summoning system that we utilize to fight ORT in in the Mexico/South American region, he updated it and made it more efficient. あの時は召喚の予備を水としてトラブルちゃんの運動力生命力を使う他になかったけど it says during that time, in order to use as a watering summoning catalyst, we had to use your essentially your life force and your stamina to bust each individual out. However, now all that could be done through just a battery of the Stormborder. It's almost possible to have all the servants to be simultaneously be summoned on record. It wouldn't be a dream if we were able to do it. It says, that's amazing. Does that mean we win? ただし、ちょっと動揺にかけるというか、ソロモン王に合理性というか、ストーンボーダーから召喚、射殺されるサーベントには、カルデアの体験情報がない。Oh, interesting. But this is a little different, but I guess it is a nice, it is an understandable conjecture of how Solomon King-like ideal this is. ストーンボーダーから召喚、射出されるサーバントにはカルデアの体験情報がない。So all the servants that get summoned from the storm borders from here on out will not have any experience that they had in the Karudea whatsoever. So that means all the servants that we're gonna summon are familiars, right? They're just familiars, and they're not our our Napoleon buddies or Summer Skitty that we know in Summer. It's just Saint Graph that's just registered in the throne, no emotion. So that's why Da Vinci's like, that's very Solomon King-like of him. Because just like Solomon King, aka Lev, or, Gotea, Grandcaster summoned King of Longinus, right? Which is technically a OG Saber historical data summoned catalyst creature, Da Vinci is saying that there is no emotion or there is no actual FGO bond connection when we summon our servants from here on out. So there's no retaining information at the moment. その戦闘火器にね、純粋な戦闘機霊機として構築されて、主役にされている。So yeah, it's essentially Da Vinci's complaining because now that the Saint Graph summoning is more like King of Longinus, right? Is more battle oriented and not a bond oriented. Because the servants we're now going to be summoned is a pure combative Saint Graph familiars instead of your usual servants. カルデアの味方というより人類の保護者たちだね。It says it's not the ally of Caldea, but more like guardians of humanity. なので私たちと意見を交わすことはできない。So because of that, they won't have any original thoughts or original opinions, or we can't conversate them about ideology or anything. So essentially, Da Vinci is saying that we can't have a proper conversation with the servants that are coming here on out because they're not quote unquote servants of Caldea. They're going to be the servants of humanity, so they're going to be just a weapon familiars. これまでのように会話をし、時に忠告を、時に運命を預けてくるサーバントたちには、今まで通りタブロルちゃんが本人が召喚したものに限るんだ。So like all the servants, right? So essentially whatever that comes out of the storm border, any servants that get summoned by the storm border will be lifeless and be familiars. But the only time we will able to get our type of servants, the conversation, right? Conversations and whatnot, is us. Like we can still summon our servants, right? FGO, sweat, blood and sweat together, comrade servants can be summoned by us. But if Stormborder is going to summon servants, it's going to be a data-oriented, straightforward battle familiars. 基地圧制の戦力としてはそれでは十分だろう。召喚者と使い魔の本来はこのような関係だ。So Da Vinci, talking like Solomon, saying that in order to oppress and suppress and take over base, right, aka Antarctica, this battle combative juncture, they should suffice, right? The familiars. After all, this is the original relationship of a summoner and a familiar. それがファンなら今まで通りに指揮を方向式に頼れ。共に戦うサーバントであれば自分で呼ばせろ。It says if you have any questions or doubts or if you have any questions or doubts or don't want to do it, just rely on your current summoning system/direction. The servants that you want to call out to fight on your own, you can do it yourself. Don't rely on the ship. After all, it's best for Protag to do as such. スカイマを友扱いなどする青い臭いにも程があるがね。But it's quite blue, right? It's quite blue or quite amateur. Quite amateurish to try to befriend a familiar that's under your control. でさ、彼、たまにすごくフランクになるんだよね。That's what he said. Man, he really does say some next level shit sometime, doesn't he? In straightforward frank. もしかして私じゃなくて以前のレアルド・ダ・ヴィンチと面識があったのかもね。It says maybe he had a previous interaction with me, not me, but the other Leonardo da Vinci. あ、わかる。あと、チキン大好き。あ、それは多分。Oh, I understand. I love chicken too. わかる。チキン、丸飲み食べていた。そうそう。食堂で難しい顔のまま七面鳥を食べていた。丸焼きで文句言いながら。He said, that's right, that's right. I remember. He was making such a difficult face. He was making such a difficult face in the cafeteria and was eating turkey, a whole turkey, a whole cooked turkey while complaining. Maybe to appreciate his efforts, maybe I can gift him or give him some fried chicken. I bet he's gonna be so surprised that his eye's gonna pop out. そうだ、ダヴィンチちゃんにも聞いておこう。It says, oh yeah, I should ask Da Vinci this as well. You're talking about the Grand Order of Karudeya. 人類より長く、より確かに、より強く、反映させるための断り。人類の加護し。So it says, in order for humanity to long prosper, and to be perfectly honest, in order to cultivate and make the laws of humanity go further and beyond. The map, right? The map legend of humanity. Essentially a treasure map, you know, kind of like a blueprint of humanity. これを保証することがカルデアスの意である。So in order to preserve that is Carudeas's job and duty. 人類の崩壊地、すなわち人理を示す言葉でもある。私もこの言動は好きだと。It says, yeah, the quote unquote, the sea map of the humanity, aka Jindi, right? Keeping the future of humanity. I like the sound of that. カルデアに集まった人々はこの現状を信じてやってきた。It says the people that gathered in Chaldea all believed in this terminology. 言うまくでもなく、カルデア基地は過酷な環境にあった。So I don't have to explain to you that the Chaldea base was in a location where it was a super harsh environment. 南極で何十年も勤めるには、金彩以外の強い動機が必要だ。It says, in order to work at Antarctica for over 10 plus years, you needed a stronger motivation than just cash. Yeah. Putting Marusberi's real thought process aside, everybody had the ideal concept of protecting the future and worked hard to get to that ideology. That also goes for the same as the Chaldea members of the Gnome Chaldea as we are now. So I think we can all be, we can all stand proud. たとえカルデアスが行き過ぎた方向から、思考から生まれた悪だとしても、それはマルスベリーのもの。It says, even if Carudeas went too far of its own thought process, and that thought process led to evil, in the end, that was Marusberi's idea and him alone. Your guys' journey, your Grand Order was very different from the very get-go, after all. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Da Vinci. And I to you as well. And because of your guys' efforts, it seems that my journey can have a goal as well that was not completed. See, that's kind of sus. 未完成だった私の旅もゴールを迎えるそうだ。It says, because of your guys' efforts, an incomplete goal is able to be achieved by of my journey as well. よし、それじゃあそろそろ交換に行く。So let's go back to the command room. The operation is about to begin in 20 minutes. It says, yeah, Antarctica is right at the tip of our eyes and nose. Let us begin our final battle together. Damn, that took 5 million years. That was an hour chapter Arrow 1 day. That's crazy. I'm already losing my mind. Y'all ready for Arrow 2? But before we start Arrow 2, make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. All right, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.